Welcome to Results Mastery, and in this video I want to talk to you about people mastery. My father always taught me that you're only as good as the people that work for you, and that is so incredibly true. Before I talk to you about people and some of the things that are covered in the program, I want to just give you a brief overview of the program. So this is part of my Results Mastery program. When you sign up to Results Mastery, you gain access to all this training that I'm about to show you. You get a weekly meeting with me. You get a quarterly, more in-depth meeting with me, and you gain access to our marketing software that produces or helps you to produce an online marketing plan for your business. In addition to that, you also gain access to me to answer any questions that you may have and a whole load of other marketing tools. But I'm here today to show you this, the online training, which is the bit I'm, to be honest, most proud about. This has taken me over 25 years to develop, and I've done so by studying and learning from the leading sales, marketing and business growth experts in the world. I've spent over 20,000 hours and over £150,000 learning this stuff, and I'm bringing it to you as part of the Results Mastery program. So let me go into the training center here and show you a little bit more. So in here you'll notice that the program is divided into 7 units. There's actually 8 up there, as you can probably see, but one of them is the introduction. So it's basically 7 units. The first one is all about strategy. Without the plan, people perish, and without the plan, you know, all roads go there. We've heard that many times, but it's really true. So there's some great stuff in there on strategic planning and pricing and so on and so forth. We then go into financial mastery, and really I suppose what I'm going to teach you there is all the stuff that maybe accountants don't, because you know, I'm not an accountant. I don't profess to be an accountant, but I'm really, I suppose, going to tell you some of the many mistakes that I've made over the years that I hope will you'll not make. And there's some really good stuff in there, including one idea that will just blow your mind. We then look at customers, you know, how we manage customers, you know, and in here my message is, you know, satisfied customers is not good enough. We've got to get customer mastery. That doesn't mean we've got to master our customers. It means we've got to amaze our customers. And again, some great stuff in there. We then look at systems and processes. The difference between being system-led and people-led, and how important that is. In this section, I'm going to cover in a moment, we're going to look at people, how to manage people, how to get the best out of people, how to recruit the right people, how to train the right people, and so on and so forth. Then obviously my real main skill set is the marketing side. So we've got lots and lots of videos on marketing, new stuff coming all the time. All the time things are being changed, things are being updated. And then lastly, we've got sales mastery. When I say last, I mean, you know, really last but not least. In fact, maybe arguably the #1 element or module on the whole program is to sell, get selling. That's really the message behind that and how to do it. So as I promised, today we're going to look at, I'm going to play you one of the videos in here. So we can go in here, we can click on it, we can see the different videos. There's an example of just 5 videos we've got in there at the moment. More coming soon, and let's just kick off with this one here. I'll just play that from the beginning. So over to me. Hi, on the video. Steve here. In this video I want to talk about training people, specifically your team. Now, I always remember back many years ago, there's a gentleman called Sir John Harvey Jones. Now, Sir John was responsible for the turnaround of ICI. When he joined, they were, you know, really struggling and losing a fortune, and the company wasn't doing very well. And Sir John implemented many different things, but one of the things that he's very famous for saying is that he was asked one day, what happens if they spend a load of money on people's training and they leave? Sir John's reply was, what happens if we don't and they stay? That was stuck in my mind as a real I don't know, a wise thing to say, really, I suppose. Now, what I want to talk to you about here is training. Training specifically in the stuff that's going to develop your business. I'm not talking about operational training, you know, how to make widgets or do accounts or repair cars. That's you know, an important thing, but in a way it's a given that somebody will be doing this sort of training, you know, that they're actually working on their skills that they need operationally to deliver the service. What they don't do is work on the skills that they need to sell and market their service. And this is what I want to talk to you about. So my question is for you, I suppose the first question is, what have you done in the past on a personal note, and what have your team done in the past? Now, I speak to people all over the world on sales and marketing, and one of the things that I'm told 99 times out of 100 is that, well, I've never really done any sales training. And yet, you know, this person might be a sales manager, a salesperson, or even a sales director. They're a sales director and they've never done any sales training. Give me a break, you know, if you've not done, it's like, you know, me saying, you know, oh yeah, I'm a professional footballer, and they say, oh yeah, how much training have you done? I said, well, I don't ever do any. You know, maybe I'm that talented that, you know, I don't need to, but do you know, I really don't believe that. I believe we all need to train ourselves, whether that's in sport or in business, in marketing, whatever it is. We need training. Now, the question is, how often do we need training? I suppose, and what training will we need? So let's just talk about the former to start with. How often do you need training? Well, for me, my belief about this is you need training every day. Every day you should be doing training. You know, 8 until 8:15 in the morning, or 9 till 9:15, whatever it is for you, sales training. That's what you do. That's what you're going to do. That's why this program, generally speaking, is made up of videos lasting about 15 minutes. Some of them go on to 20, some of them are as short as like 6 or 7 minutes. But roughly speaking, they're all in small, bite-sized chunks. So you can start them off and finish them without having to sit there for 3 hours, taking time out of your day. So, and I'm talking like 95%. There's a couple of them that are an hour long, but they're few and far between. So most of the videos are basically shorter videos to fit into that model. Now, if that's going to be the case, then, you know, what training are you going to do? Now, clearly you've invested in this training. You're doing these videos, you know, you're listening to me now, so you're doing some training. But if you think about it in terms of, you know, going forward, there's all sorts of things that you could and should be doing. You know, I do a lot of training now on Audible. I go and buy a book, you know, somebody who's a world-leading expert in their field and who spent, you know, perhaps 20 years putting their, you know, best knowledge down on paper. They've then spent hours and hours, possibly, you know, 50 hours, putting the stuff that's on paper into Audible, you know, into audio format, and then uploading it to Audible. And, you know, I can listen to it in my car. I can listen to it down the gym. I can listen to it while I'm walking my dog, and so on and so forth. Tony Robbins has an expression for this. He calls it net time training. Net time stands for no extra time. Doesn't cost any extra time. I'm there anyway. I'm sat in my car. You know, at the weekend, I'm going to see my father. He lives up in Newark in Nottinghamshire. From where I live, that's about a 4 to 5 hour journey. And I'm coming back on the Sunday. That's 10 hours of training. 10 hours of training. And it takes me no extra time. You know, what am I going to do? Listen to the radio or not have any music on or anything? Now, I don't have to do this all the time. But, out of those 10 hours, if I only took 4 of them, 2 hours there, 2 hours back to do a load of training, that would probably really help me in itself. So, the excuse that, well, I've not got time or, I don't like, going on training courses, it's just obsolete in the modern world that we live in. There's loads of opportunities. You've got this website called YouTube. If you want to know about leadership, if you want to know about recruitment, there's loads of stuff on there, as well as, my program and the program of other people. Should this be the only program you ever buy? No. You should buy other programs, preferably my programs, but no, I'm just joking. But, programs by other, world-leading experts in their field. I was talking to an accountant friend of mine, and he said that most business owners that he speaks to do not have a good understanding of the financial side of their business because they don't understand even how to read a balance sheet. I'm sure you can get some training in that and improve that and go and take a look at our financial side of the training. There's loads of stuff in there that's really valuable to you as well. So I think that's about it. Hopefully I've convinced you. Set up daily training for you and your team. Keep it short. Keep it consistent, and make sure that they're really taking this on board. I was listening to a guy called Grant Cardone recently, and he said that he does sales training at 8:30 every morning, and if people turn up at 8:35, he sends them home for the day without pay. Okay, that's how serious he is about his sales training. So if they're 5 minutes late, he said that everybody in his company come in at 8 o'clock to get ready for the sales training, not wandering in with a cappuccino under their arm at 20 to 9 for an 8:30 session. They're all here really early to make sure they don't lose out on a day's pay. So that's how serious they take it, and they're a worldwide company, turnover many hundreds of millions of pounds. So perhaps we ought to take it a little bit more serious. One final note, and that is every top company that you could think of, whether it's Vodafone, whether it's Apple, whether it's any of those companies, I wonder how much they invest in training. I know when I go into an Apple shop, those guys are so incredibly good, compared with, I don't know, a typical, retailer, a typical electrical computer shop, shall we say, without naming names. I'm sure you can think of a few. But you go into Apple and the guy's straight to you, can I help? You ask something, 99 times out of 10, they know exactly what it is and how to do it and what you need and so on and so forth. Now, that's not because they've got the best people, although they probably have. It's because they provide the best training to the best people. And there you go. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. So there you go. That's just an example of the type of training that's in this program. And if you are serious about growing your business, then, you know, get yourself signed up. Don't forget, it's not just about this. This is not just an online training program. You're going to work with me. You're going to come up with an action plan. You're going to implement. I'm going to be there to chase you live. You know, it's all done on Zoom, so you don't even have to travel anywhere. We meet once a week, and I'm going to help you to make significant growth in your business. Now, if you're not yet convinced, one final thing, and that is this. The program, you pay to be a member. You can either pay £3,000 up front, or, and this is for 12 months, by the way, or you can pay £299 a month. So you save yourself, I think, about £600 by paying up front. However, my guarantee to you is that you will make at least 10 times your investment. So for every pound you spend on the program, you'll get 10 back. 10 back, a 10 times, 10x return on your investment, or I'll give you your money back. I feel that strong. And to be honest, you know, 10x is nothing really, you know, compared with what you could get. You could easily get 20, 50, 100x your investment. So that's all I'm going to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for listening.